actually came to the Friday night opening pictures that Houssam had just gotten off a plane from United Arab Emirates and was not feeling particularly well. Well, after we bombarded him with get well tweets, he's made a miraculous recovery and has actually come to join us Sunday. So where are you, Houssam? Yeah, no, it's gone back to sleep.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris, and great to be here. This is probably the most amount of tweets I've ever received in my life in the last 3 years. I'm like, wow, why is my tweet feed going crazy? But thank you. It was a real successful trip overseas, actually, and I've come back and wasn't feeling 100%, and I was quite upset that I couldn't make it. I haven't missed one of these or any other entrepreneurial events in Adelaide, so it's exciting to be able to see everyone here, and I'm sure you guys have had a very successful 2 days. A couple of things I want just to bring up to speed, I guess. We've all spoken a lot about entrepreneurship in the last couple of years, specifically around Adelaide. You know, what does it take really to start up a company here? And you know, dealing with startups and being a mentor over the last 3 years with many startups, I've heard a lot of things repetitively all the time from many people. And for me, when we started our businesses 15 years ago, the first thing that came to mind was 3 main points. The first thing that we've always focused on was, do we have an idea? So the idea. What do we understand about the idea? What do we know about the idea? So the research was something that's quite important. The second part of it was risk management. Have we quantified the risk? Do we understand the risk associated with us taking that specific idea and making it viable? So quantifying. The third part for me was passion. And this is something that entrepreneurs do really, really well. Without passion, we have nothing. And passion might be 10% of the planning, and everything is 90%. So you can research, you can risk manage, you can do everything else. But if you don't have the passion, that 10% to take you through that dark, deep, disturbed tunnel of crap to get to the end, you don't have anything. So if you don't have the feeling, don't touch it. And it's not something you can quantify. Feeling is not something you can quantify. It's only you. You would know in your heart that you planned it well, it's finance well, you're ready to go, and you go, shit, I don't feel it. You don't feel it, dump it, move, start something else. And that's something that really entrepreneurs have got to adopt and take on board and not really be upset about it. If things don't work, they don't work. Failure is part of the opportunity and the lead to success. If you don't fail, and you're not ready to fail, you're not getting anywhere. And this is something that's quite exciting about Adelaide. We're starting to talk about failure only recently. Only in the last 6 months, we're starting to talk, hey, failing is a real cool thing to do. Before that, we didn't have that culture. Unfortunately. And the different thing with 20 years ago to how things are today is back then you come up with an idea, hey, I've got a great idea, things are going great, fantastic. Nah, it's not going to work. Okay, I'm not going to try it. You know, that constant tall poppy syndrome that's constantly bringing you down and anchoring you down, that's starting to ease. And it's starting to ease because of people like you. You know, this is like really taking it to the street, like back in the 60s and 70s, and telling everyone else your works and your ideas don't work. And we've had to be here in Adelaide. We've had to do this out of necessity. It's just getting to a point where it's just ridiculous. I mean, Adelaide recently, and this is something that's quite exciting for us, only a couple of months ago I was in Thailand for a conference for Adelaide City. We won Future City of the Year for Best Digital Strategy in Asia under FutureGov. This is Adelaide City. This is under the entrepreneurial banner of Adelaide City. Digital, open government, open data. These are things that governments now are starting to deal with, and governments starting to take them on board. Cloud computing. I mean, these are things that did not exist not long ago. And the really cool thing about the conference that I took away from it is that we're not doing too bad on the international scene. Adelaide is not doing too bad. Are we doing the best? No. Can we do better? Yes. Who's doing great? Singapore is doing great. Their model of e-government, their model of entrepreneurship, their involvement with entrepreneurs, they're doing absolutely great in the Australia region. Adelaide is behind, and we're behind for a few reasons. Politicians are an issue. And I say this as a politician, and I mean this as a politician in the sense that in moving forward and unshackling from policy and government, entrepreneurs need the freedom. Entrepreneurs are born, they're not created. You can't create a method around an entrepreneur and how he can be created and how he can lead. And this is where governments need to just point you to a canvas and step out. And we're starting to see that with our governments now. We're starting to see their open data protocols, open data policy, things that never existed before. And what we're starting to acknowledge in government is that open data, it is very valuable. And I'm talking valuable in resources. It actually is valuable in efficiencies, valuable in making money for the economy, which is something that no one was willing to share. And what governments really need to understand very quickly is that data does not really belong to governments, it belongs to people. It is an asset of a society and an asset of a community that we need to really address and work with. So where is Adelaide heading 20 years from today? Let's assume we don't have entrepreneurship in Adelaide over the next 20 years. Let's assume we don't have it. Where would we be focused on? Resources, minerals, which relies heavily on China and India from an export perspective. Our small business community, what is it going to be? Hospitality with the growth of online business, e-commerce and digital stuff online. Retail is taking a hit. So where are entrepreneurs? Where is that discussion? And this is something that we need to really focus on over the next 5 to 10 years very quickly, because we need to do it by default, not by choice. We have no choice but to become an economical, viable, entrepreneurial city in South Australia, otherwise we will not survive the next 20 years. And our focus needs to be about attracting new people and keeping new people here. For every single person in this room that has tried an idea and is willing to try an idea over the next month, 2, 6 months, a year, please fail. Fail again. Keep failing, keep trying. Don't give up. Don't listen to anyone around you, because this is the place you could really have it launched and you can have it started. And you've got amazing mentors that I've seen and I've met today and are existing in Adelaide that are willing to stand up, willing to support you, and willing to do anything to help you. I'm one. If there's anything I can do to help you over the course of you starting your company, if anything we could do, we've got a great panel of judges today as well with great expertise. By all means, plug to the culture around you. Adelaide is literally about connecting the people around you. And all you have to do is go like this, and you've connected. It is that simple. Go out, plug up, network, and just don't give up. This is our city, and we need to live here, and we need to make it a place for us, for our kids, for our children, and we need to grow up. And without you, it can't be done. So let's make it happen. And thank you for the opportunity to talk today.